My name is Denyse Dalton, and I am an illustrator and a fine artist starting my own freelance business in Central Victoria. So my mentor is Claire Fountain, who runs a consulting business called Sorted, so helping small business owners organize their time, figure out the direction they're going in, and just encouragement and ideas to help a small business going forward. I've always wanted to be a mentee, but I always thought that it was something that just sort of happened naturally, like you would meet a teacher or, usually some older person when you were a younger person, and they would, take you and guide you. And that was just something that never happened. And I remember talking to friends and like, where are the mentors? Why we just can't seem to find a mentor? And then, time went on and, moved to Australia, had children. And then I thought, I want to go back to this. I want to go back to art, and I want to have my own business. I see lots of people doing it and doing it well, and I want to do that. How do I do that? And then I found, the Creative Emporium or the Emporium Creative Hub, and thought, this looks promising, and then I saw that they had this mentor program, and I thought, this actually just doesn't have to happen because of fate. You can actually make it happen. And so I applied and was very lucky to have gotten put together with Claire. 12 months on, of course, we've had 2 years of COVID. So that's meant I've had children at home, and so like everybody, there's been lots of stops and starts. But the last 12 months have been really good for having a mentor, because all the time that I couldn't spend actually making work, I could actually spend planning the business, and having Claire there to say, actually, people tend to do this more, or, how are you going to manage your time? How are you managing time with COVID? When are you managing to get some work done or some research done? And it was just really clarifying to have, that person there talking about, and also being encouraging in the sense of, this is a strange time. We don't get to do what we want to do in the way we want to do it. Like we're all in that situation. So what we decided to do over this last 12 months was just build a strong foundation, so that when the time does come, everything's in place and ready to go. And so, the work that I have been able to make can be put out there. The foundational kind of business ideas, okay, what am I going to concentrate on? That's all there. So it's really Claire has really helped over the last 12 months just build that strong kind of foundation that now has a launch pad on it, and I think that if I hadn't been a mentee and Claire hadn't been there encouraging me in that way, then I just wouldn't have as strong a base to work from. It'd probably be just a bit, there'd be some big gaps in the plan. So that's been really wonderful. I did manage to get some work up in a show, up in a gallery in Echuca, and I was a little bit, am I going to have time to do this and everything? And Claire was quite good and said, you absolutely will find the time to do this, and you really should go for it. And I was also, because I was always wobbling between fine art and then illustration, those are my two kind of loves. She's just like, just do it. You've got nothing to lose, because I'm at this beginning stage, and because, because of COVID and not knowing what's going on, and, will this term be on? Will this term be off? We'll be able to, just go for it. Kind of whatever opportunity is there, just go for it. Don't overthink it. And yeah, it went really well, and I sold 40% of what I put on. So, can't complain. One of the things I've enjoyed most is just feeling grown up in the sense of, and feeling like, what's the word, like forward momentum, bringing in that feeling of forward momentum, which, when you have spent a long time just in the realm of parenting and, the day-to-day kind of household and school and that kind of thing, you kind of forget, what it's like to just work and talk in the realm of grown-ups who aren't necessarily your friends. Like, I would actually consider Claire to be a friend now, but when I first met her, of course, it was like, oh, this is a professional relationship. And for somebody who hadn't had that in so long, it was huge, like it was such a big thing to be like, oh, working with people, like working with grown-ups other than, teachers, and, it was fantastic. So it really was confidence building. So that was just a huge bonus, absolutely. I consider myself kind of best case scenario for this. Like, it really worked quite well. It was what I needed at the time. And I was unsure at the start because I'm not a kid, and I would very much encourage people who aren't kids, who are middle-aged, to pursue a mentor. Like, there's no wrong time to try and have those kind of people come into your life. And, it might even mean that at some stage you yourself could be a mentor to somebody because, you watch what they do and like, oh, I could, this is actually something that, maybe I could give back one day. And also just for young people starting out, because I was thinking, oh, when I was a young person and I was talking with all my friends about how, wouldn't it be nice to have a mentor, wouldn't it be nice to have somebody, I don't know if I was ready for it, because, quite immature, thinking that you kind of know what's going on. And it was kind of that mix of, well, I know everything, but at the same time, I really want somebody to tell me what to do, is that funny? And so in a program like this, where it's, you've got smart people looking at your situation saying, oh, this person would actually be good with this person, for a young person, I think that would be, quite useful and, just opening. Yeah, so, really, it's a great opportunity, I think, for anybody who's kind of at a funny stage, like either at the beginning, you don't quite know what to do, even maybe kind of in the middle of it, whatever you're doing, and just being like, I'm stuck, I don't know which direction, just to have somebody to gently nudge you along. And, and especially for me, administration and like executive function were not the strong points. Like, I knew that they were there. And Claire was just really good at bringing that element into it. So, I would say wherever you have a weak spot, this program would be a really good way to try and find somebody to help you out with that. So the next steps are building the website, getting work out there. As I said, I started the year, I've actually had lots of ideas for the last 2 years that just really haven't been able to come to fruition because of lack of time. But, getting the email list, getting the, just all that stuff that we're supposed to do. And, there are things I want to do. I have, 2 books I want to do, and I have, competitions I want to enter, and oh golly, there's just a lot. So I'm still going to be talking to Claire, just to kind of sift through, what, because I get very excited and I want to do lots of things and I have lots of energy. So I think I can do all the things, but then I can't do all the things. And so I have to pick just a couple of things. So yeah, the next one, website, email list, getting the work out there. So, and building off that little shot of confidence from the show.